and wet sanding the charger. So this whole week I haven't really had a charger video, and it's because it takes a very long time to wet sand a car, especially when you go from 1,000 grit all the way up to 8,000 grit, because I really don't like the wool pad. I don't know what it is about it, but it's just one of those things where I've never liked buffing things, and it's nice when you go up to 8,000, you can just polish it. So I should have the whole driver's side of the car done today, which will be really nice because I'm getting it ready to clear bra, and after it's clear bra, I could put it all the way together. So also there's a few other things that I had to modify. Usually there's some rivets, and I actually replace those rivets with riv nuts, so then I could get the bumper perfect, exactly how I want it. So my friend Chris came over yesterday, helped me do that, and now we have the rear bumper mounted and all this stuff in it. Other than the wiring harness, I still need to find a parts car. So plus nothing really good has been going through. There is a wide body charger that I'm kind of looking at, and I was looking at some of the modules and everything. So that'll be in the video as well, to get that all situated with the all-wheel drive system. Trying to talk to HP tuners, and they're not really responding well. I asked them a few questions, and they told me to send them a link file, and then I responded. I was like, I don't have HP tuners on this yet. I just am wondering if you guys could do this if I do put HP tuners on it. And I still haven't got a response after that. So we'll see. Also, I'm kind of looking if somebody has access to the Trackhawk all-wheel drive system wiring diagram, or the whole wiring, all the wiring diagrams for the car, and then like the newer charger wiring diagrams. I am looking into that because I think I should be able to. So the new 2021 charger, all the Hellcats, all the Trackhawks, all the Durango SRTs now use the same ECM. So I think if I get a new red-eye charger, that ECM should be able to support the transfer case, instead of me going and buying a Trackhawk and having to pretty much modify all that stuff to work in a charger. Instead, I could just use all the charger stuff and then just add the transfer case control to it. So like I said, that's why I was talking to HP tuners to try to figure that situation out and try to go from there. But it didn't seem like they're wanting to help out too much with it. So we'll figure it out. But I definitely need wiring diagrams. I messaged my contact at Dodge, and I didn't seem like I could get wiring diagrams from them either. So hopefully I could figure that out, and then I could figure out how the wiring's all going to be, and then I could kind of get everything put in there. I think I'll have to order the transfer case control module, and then I'll just have to order the plugs and everything and wire it in. So I don't think it'll be that big of a deal, but finding that information so I know how to wire it is going to be one of those things that I need to figure out. So let's see, what's up? Good afternoon. What's going on? Hi, what's up? Good afternoon. Thumbs up to you. Thanks. Is the wagon going to SEMA? Yes, the wagon is going to SEMA. When is the next video on the charger? I'm going to try to have it out tomorrow. Pretty much it's just wet sanding and buffing and modifying some stuff and putting some interior in and door panels and stuff like that. And I put the HVAC stuff in it. What else did I put together? The bumper, the riv nuts. So I think I should have enough for a video, but it's just a lot of tedious little things that I'm doing, which take a lot of time, but it doesn't look like very much happens. So it probably took me like an hour yesterday to drill all those holes so I could put riv nuts. So I had to open all the holes up that had normal rivets to put the riv nuts in it. So now it's really nice. You don't have to drill rivets out. Every time you want to change something, you could just 10 mil. So it's really nice. Let's see. How's the weather? It's actually raining today. Only 4 days left to get the Rampage t-shirt. Yeah, so there is only 4 days. I'll probably have a link in my video tomorrow. It'll either be tomorrow or Tuesday when I have that video out. But yeah, there's only 4 more days. It seemed like a lot of people on my Instagram were pretty interested in it. I had like 200 people say they'd buy one, and that's the reason I don't make merch, because nobody ever buys it. So we're gonna get into this thing where I'm just not gonna make merch again because it's not worth it. So, but I do appreciate the people that have bought one. Have you checked? Have you checked into any manual transmissions for the Pontiac Grand Prix, or if there was one that would fit? So a Saab manual 6-speed transmission, I think it's like an F40 transmission, will fit, but I don't think so. What I'm doing with the car, I don't think I'll be able to manual shift it fast enough, because I'll literally have to probably, if I had a manual transmission in there, I'd probably have to start in like second or third, because by the time I was able to shift from that gear, it would probably already be like way past red line, and that's why I'm doing automatic. That's why I'm putting the automatic 4T80 in it, just so I don't have to worry about shifting it. And I'm still kind of concerned that even the automatic transmission is going to be wondering what's going on and try to figure. I don't know how it's going to react, because it's going to be accelerating so fast that the automatic transmission is going to have to like figure something out. I might have to do some adjusting on both systems to get it all to work. But I ordered the stuff to put the 4T80 in it, so I'll have the aftermarket oil pan. It has the turbo return and the turbo feed in it, and just a bunch of other stuff. So that's like another side project that turned. It was like just supposed to be, let's fix this, and then the tranny was weak, and now it's like I'm gonna turbo it and have like this crazy Grand Prix. It could be a crazy front wheel drive Grand Prix at first, but we'll I think maybe I'll need to clean this camera. Here, let me get this light. Kind of look dirty. So yeah, we'll see. Just jumping in for a sec to say good job. Thanks, I appreciate it. Dave, you made me try to do a whole engine rebuild, not knowing anything about mechanics, and made it look simple. Thanks. You're a true inspiration, bro. Keep at it. Thanks, I appreciate that. Who's your favorite YouTuber to watch? I don't really watch too much YouTube, but I feel like every time I do watch YouTube, it's always because it's like Whistling Diesel's doing some dumb shit. So I'm just like, oh man, what's he breaking today? So it's kind of funny to watch that stuff. But really automotive based channels, they're just, to me, I don't know. I don't really watch any other channels, and I barely even watch YouTube. But you know, I listen to a lot of music, and then it recommends crazy stuff sometimes. So I'll watch it for a minute or two and then do what I'm doing. Whose booth for SEMA? So the car is going to be in Magnaflow's booth for SEMA, and also any chance of doing a Hoonigan autofocus episode on it. No thrashing or anything, just a feature with Larry Chen about the car. See, I don't know. I don't even know if it's like a Hoonigan style car, and I think they have to reach out to you. So I'm not really too worried about that kind of stuff. But I mean, if they reach out to me, maybe I'll do something. But at the fact that I'd have to just, go all the way to California for that, and California. So I don't know. They'd have to reach out to me and figure out from there. But I don't foresee that happening. So I'm not too concerned about it right now. Are you going to keep the factory heat and air condition, or are you going to delete one or both of them? I don't understand why people with race cars and stuff delete the heat. I don't understand that, for one. So like, if your car's overheating, you could turn your heater on. It's like another radiator, but a lot of people delete it for who knows what reason. And then another thing is like the AC. I mean, full race cars, I understand why they don't have AC, but I mean, there's no reason to delete it. I mean, if you're going to drive a car daily, or if you're going to drive it every once in a while, it's not like a dedicated, like fully stripped, gutted race car. there's no reason to get rid of the AC. It really doesn't take that much power from your engine. I don't know, it's like a myth. It's one of those things where it just free spins. It's another accessory. It's not, unless it's on, it's not using any power to turn that. So yes, it'll have AC, full AC, heat. I'll have all the amenities in it. I should have the Hellcat heated and cooled seats. It'll have the heated and cooled cup holder like my Hellcat. So yeah, I want it to be nice. Really enjoy your builds. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hi from Ontario, Canada. What's going on, Canada? Might be able to move some merch at SEMA. I don't really think how SEMA is. People go to SEMA and they expect you to give them merch, not sell it. So I don't think that would work very well at SEMA. When are you going to have a video on the Pulsar? So I need to finish. So what I'm going to do, maybe tomorrow, I'll probably put the subframe and everything back in the Grand Prix and then get it out of the shop because I need to start. I need to finish wet sanding the Charger, so then I can work on something else. And once I need to take the car down to the junkyard so I can use the lift, it'll just be so much simpler. And then the same thing goes with the Supra. I need to take you guys haven't seen the Supra yet because I haven't finished the video for it, but I need to take the Supra down there to pull the engine and transmission out to clean that up as well. I think the majority of the time consuming part of my projects is me cleaning everything because I could just put stuff together and just leave it dirty, but I always have to clean it. So it just takes a lot longer. So yeah, I just need to get the Pulsar down there, pull the engine and drivetrain out of it, figure out what's wrong with the clutch, figure out, redo the head gasket, and then figure out what forged internals it has in it. Same thing with the Supra. I need to, figure out what clutch is in it. I need to figure out what pistons and rods are in it, and then put it back together, clean a bunch of stuff up and put it back together. So that'll be coming. I want to get the Charger done, and that's my main focus, but I do have like all these side projects, and it just kind of gives me something to do when I don't have parts. I mean, I ordered some door handles off eBay for the Charger, and both sets that I got. One of them I got, and the dude sent me like a broken door handle, so I had to send it back. And then the other one, it showed everything in the picture for the driver rear door handle, and then I just got like the handle and not like all the guts because my Charger door on that side was smashed. So it's just, I don't know, it's weird sometimes buying stuff. So well, I guess I know where the Tesla rear drive unit is going. What's your advice on buying a good salvage style car to work on looking for a drift daily car? I don't know. I use a lot of different things to buy cars. I mean, it's not just one auction. I use multiple auctions. I use the police auction. I use, Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist. It's just like the combination of all of them. You just kind of, I don't know, I just kind of search them all the time just to see what's on there. You can't search them all like 100% of the time, but sometimes I get lucky, like the Pulsar. I feel like I got lucky, and I feel like I got lucky with the Supra. I messaged a guy on he had a 2020 SRT, is it 392 swap? And I asked him if he had a dash, and then he said that the guy that he bought it from has a dash. So hopefully that guy calls me tomorrow and I can get the dash for the Charger. So, and that's the one I want. And then I have the frame because the Charger dash frame is 100% different, and not 100%, but just like the end, it wouldn't work. So if I could get that dash, get that frame, and then I could put in the Charger because all the HVAC stuff's already in there, and then I could stick I should be able to use the charger wiring for the dash because it looks like it's all the same for SXT through Hellcat. So just like a combination, and trying to figure all this stuff out is very time consuming. Carbon tips. The best tip is to just do it and then figure out what you do wrong and then learn from it. You could always try to find a power glide trans like many of the drag cars are. So it's front wheel drive. I don't think they have, I'm not 100% sure, but I don't know if they have a power glide for a front wheel drive. Let's see a bit closer. Any aftermarket mods going on the Charger? So I'm going to put a built engine in it, you know, the Trackhawk drivetrain, obviously. Like I said, I'm probably going to put all rear wheel drive stuff in it for the time being, but I'll start swapping that stuff out once I find a Trackhawk, once I get the subframes made, because I could bolt those subframes into the other Magnum and it's all the same suspension geometry. So I could set it down, make sure everything's going to be good to go. And then I could put it in the Charger because I want to be able to drive the Charger. Really right now, until it gets clear broad, I don't want to put the drivetrain in it. So right now I'm in like this weird buffer area because I'm waiting for the clear broad company to find a place to clear broad the car. And then I almost just want to get the clear bra and clear bra myself, but we'll see. If, you know, I'm not 100% done polishing the car anyway yet. So once the car is 100% polished and I have everything ready, if I haven't heard anything back from them, I'll probably just order the supplies and do it myself because it's getting to the point where it's kind of holding me up and I need to get the car put all the way together so that I can put the drivetrain in it. And then once all that stuff's in, I could drive it because I don't have to worry about you know, rock chips or any of that stuff once it's clear broad. So it'll be really nice. Hi, I'm liking your Magnum project. I own number 96 2008 SRT8 Dodge Magnum. Too bad the Magnum got canceled. Would love to see a production Hellcat Magnum. I feel like a lot of people say that. I feel like it's almost that thing where, you know, I have a bunch of people say they want to buy merch and then I make merch and then nobody buys it. So I feel like Dodge feels like the same way because a lot of people say they're going to do stuff, but at the end of the day, they just never do. So, and I feel like that the people that say that stuff that want the cars like the Magnum to come back, they're just kind of shooting themselves in the foot because, you know, 1 + 1 doesn't equal 2 when you're not you're not gonna buy it. So that's why a lot of car companies, I guess, don't do what their people say that they want to buy. Like I feel like maybe that's the reason that Nissan kind of made that I think it's the 400Z kind of how they made it, because a lot of people were like, well, I don't like how it looks, I don't like this, I don't like how it looks, I'd never buy one of the ones they made. I might buy one from the auction or something, but I just feel like they just made it to appeal to like hipsters and stuff because they know that the true Nissan people are just like, well, I'm not gonna buy a brand new car because I mean, like, I don't know. I just feel like the people like me that have older Nissans, like 240Zs, 240SXs, I don't know. I could go and buy that new car, but am I going to? It's to me, it's not worth it. So they're just, car companies appeal to the people that are going to buy the cars, and it doesn't seem like the people that say they're going to buy them actually end up buying them. Love the channel, Dave. Thanks, I appreciate that. Would you trade the Magnum for a Aventador? Just asking. No, I would not trade the Magnum or the Charger for an Aventador. I really dislike those cars. So I know they're worth a lot of money, but I built the Magnum, and at the end of the day, once the Trackhawk drivetrain's in there, it's 1,500 horsepower. It'll be faster than an Aventador, so I don't have to really and it'll be more comfortable, and it'll seat 4 people. I could pick up groceries or engines or whatever I want. I agree with Dave. Need the AC. Hell yeah. I feel like, so when I was younger, when I was in high school and like first couple of years of college, I was like, delete the AC. I always had heat, but delete the AC, blah, 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 takes power from your car. And then like, I feel like you get to this weird, like this age. I think it was maybe like 27. Maybe it was 27. I think it was 27, where I was like, why did I delete the AC? And I had all the stuff. So like, and then I had the Volvo, and then I think I had my when was it? Did I have my F350? I think I had my F250. I think I had my F250, and I put the AC compressor in and I charged it. But it's just like, why? Like, why did I delete the AC out of my stuff? Because it's so nice to just be cruising. It's 100 degrees out, or even if it's, even with the new F350, I mean, you just put it on auto, and it just keeps it at the right temp. I'll put the heat on a little bit, or the AC. I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's just, you get older, you want nice heat and nice AC and cooled and massaging seats, and I don't know. It's just, I guess you get older and it just happens to you. Do you think Hellcat values are going up? I really don't know. So right now, it's just this weird thing where everything, it seems like, is this stupid price. Went to the I think I went to Lowe's. Yeah, it was Lowe's with my mom today. A sheet of plywood is $79. So I feel like that's how it is, because I'm looking at Trackhawks at the auction. They're literally wrecked Trackhawks, 70 grand they go for. And you could buy, there was a built one on the Facebook Trackhawk page, 85 grand with a I think it's the modern performance or whatever it is, built engine for like 1500 horsepower, 85 grand. I was just like, why would I buy a wrecked one when I could buy this clean title one with a built engine and all kinds of other aftermarket crap? So I was almost thinking about buying that just to pull all the stuff out of it. But I think at the end of the day, if I can get the charger wiring with the wired into the Trackhawk transfer case control, I'll be better off, because the Trackhawk has so much extra stuff that I just don't want to have issues with lights and stuff being on. So it's just, I don't foresee the prices going up crazy. I mean, there's so many Hellcats. Maybe the Demons, because they're more, they're a limited production number, they're more collectible, and so many of them have been getting wrecked and this and that. I mean, I feel like those eventually in the next 20, 30 years will be worth big money. But the rest of the stuff, as long as they're clean, I mean, the rest of the stuff, there's so many Hellcats. I mean, they'll probably go up a little bit after 30, 50 years, but I really don't think that it's not going to be like a Demon. I mean, it's not going to be a low production number car or anything like that. There's just so many of them being produced. So is drag racing and drifting better in automatic or manual? So I've done it in either. So the last time I went drifting, I took the SRT Scat Pack swapped Magnum to the drift event, just because that's the only thing I had that was driving. I was like, yeah, let's see how this drifts. So I took it automatic, and I was very surprised at the 8-speed transmission. Drifted very nice. There's a few times where I didn't want to kick it out, where it understeer, and I had to like kind of flick it after the fact. And I've been driving and drifting and racing and doing it for a very long time. So I mean, I kind of feel like I know how to control a car better than most people, most inexperienced people going to drift events. But I feel like either one. I mean, automatic cars aren't as good drifting, but they're not. I mean, if you know the basics and you know how to kind of keep it balanced in the transitions and everything, you'll be fine. But The one thing is like getting it started in a drift. So I don't know. I feel like I almost want to take the Hellcat to a drift event. That's like I think it's a week away, but at the same time, I don't want to wreck it. But I'm pretty. I mean, I usually throw stuff pretty hard in the first turns, and I never wrecked anything. But I've never thrown it. So it's at like an oval track, and then they do some stuff in the center, and I've never drifted an automatic car there. So it'd be kind of interesting to get it going, and once you get it going, continuing is not that big a deal because you have enough power. And it actually keeps angle pretty well. The only weird thing is when you transition, it has like this hang up when you transition. But either one, I mean, it doesn't. I'd do manual if you're just starting to learn, because automatic, even if it's a low power car, is going to be impossible. Not impossible, but it'll just be unenjoyable for somebody that's inexperienced. But yeah, manual is a little bit better because you can clutch kick it to reinitiate and stuff like that. What's the plan with the van? So the van was almost all the way back together, and it has like a dual alternator system. So I finally found the right alternator, putting it back together. I got the main serpentine belt on, and then I'm putting there's like a secondary serpentine belt tensioner, and the threads on it are stripped out for the tensioner part. So I had to order that. It's like 4 days out. So it's like this never ending project, because I just have to like keep ordering all this stuff that was either not there from before, or that it was messed up from the dude that took it apart, or whatever happened. But it's very close. It runs and drives. I'll probably have a video of that this week, as long as I get that tensioner bracket piece, and then I could have it all back together and just kind of go from there. Did I play any sports in high school? No, I was more of a techie person in high school. I tried out for like basketball team, and I didn't like make it. So I just did computers and programming, coding, and stuff like that. But yeah, no sports. I'm not really interested in sports either. So I guess, I don't know. Sequential manual for drift. I mean, you don't really need, especially in Ford. I'm surprised people don't run automatic transmissions in Formula D, because it almost would make sense with the stuff that they're doing, because they're just sequential anyway. I mean, all they really have to do, and they're using the e-brake to initiate all the time. I would love to build like a Formula D drift car with an automatic tranny and just be like, yeah, look at my tranny shift itself. Like, I don't have to do anything. And you could maybe even have paddle shifters or something, or just hook it up to your sequential, so it just shifts it that way. What's up with the wing, and what wheels will you be running on the Magnum? So the wing, people have asked this, and I don't know when it's going to be done. It was supposed to be one of those things where I send it, I get it back, but it seems like they're really backed up with orders and stuff like that. So it doesn't sound like the wing's going to be coming for a while. I thought it was going to be in like a month or two, but now it doesn't seem like it's going to be. Hopefully I get it by SEMA is a hope of mine, but we'll see. The wheels, I haven't got the Trackhawk stuff on there, so I need to have all that stuff on there so I can measure offsets to order Trackhawk wheels for it, or Trackhawk bolt pattern. Trackhawk wheels with the Trackhawk bolt pattern, and with the right offset and the right width that I need for the wide body Charger, because it is quite a bit wider. Do the manifold for the Grand Prix. You said truck manifold. How much work do you think it'll be to modify it? So the back manifold, I guess, I've read a few forums. It looks like you just use a truck manifold, put a V-band on there, use the front manifold, put a V-band on there, then go to a Y into a turbocharger, put the turbo wherever you want, and then just make a downpipe from there. So it doesn't sound like it's very hard. If you know how to weld, I mean, just stick a V-band on the, just cut the flange off the manifold, V-band, good to go. That's pretty much what I plan on doing. And then I'll just do a, stainless exhaust down. I don't know if I'm going to do it down to that downpipe that I got with the car, or if I'll just do a custom exhaust all the way back. I'm not sure. I'm not going to have a hood exit. A lot of people do the hood exits. That's not my thing. So I'll have just a normal exhaust. I want it to be kind of quiet too. So I might put maybe a muffler or two in it, or maybe a resonator and a muffler, just so I could quiet it down, just so it's kind of so people don't know what's going on. And we'll see once we get there. But I need to figure out what turbo I'm going to put on it too, what size. I'm not going to have to run very much boost for an LS4 for 600 horsepower. Shouldn't be that much. If it's anything like an LS1, and then I'm not sure if I need to regap the rings. I may end up pulling the pistons and doing that, but we'll see what happens and what I find out about that. And I should have the heads back this week too, so I can put the heads on the engine, put the intake manifold, put all that stuff together, find a truck manifold, stick those on there, and be ready for all the conversion parts for the new transmission, and go from there. Hi from the UK. What's up? Day one of what? Get a dog, Dave. Glad you went out with your mom on Mother's Day. Yeah, I went to Lowe's, and she wanted like a what'd she want? She wanted like a table or something, and then like a bench. So pick those up because I have a truck, and I guess my dad's truck's broke. So yeah, it was a little outing. Let's see. I meant to say my question above truck manifold. Yeah, I figured that out. Good sports are such a waste of time. Yeah, I don't see the appeal. I mean, I guess people like to root against other teams or something. It's just like a human thing, but to me, it's just like this big waste of time. Especially, I know people are probably gonna be mad at me. I've been to baseball games, but sometimes baseball games suck because they just never, ever, ever end. They'll just go on and on and on, and like you're like, when's this gonna end? And then especially when something's on TV and you want to watch it. I haven't watched normal TV since I was a kid, but when you're a kid and there's like supposed to be a show on, and then it's like a baseball game for an extra 3 hours, and you're just like, well, it's like 10 o'clock now. So I don't know. I just never liked sports. So I don't mind playing sports, but I don't like watching stuff. I don't like the over-the-top exhaust either. Some are just too loud, and I prefer the 80s Z28 sound. Yeah, I don't know. It's cool. I mean, the thing is it's all right. I mean, having a hood exit exhaust is kind of cool. You can see flames. I understand the whole YouTube aspect and why so many YouTubers are going to like hood exits, because it looks cool. I mean, it's loud, but the downfalls of it is you're driving the car and you smell exhaust. There's like, you always have to clean your windshield because it's just putting a bunch of soot all over your windshield. It's really loud. If somebody comes up next to you, they're like gonna know that you have some stuff done to your car. I mean, my Grand Prix is gonna be like, it's gonna look stock. So it's gonna look mostly stock. It might have some turbo sound or something, but people aren't gonna be like, oh, well, that's a super, super fast car. And I mean, people look at Civics and they don't think that sometimes, but I mean, most of the time a turbo Civic's decently fast. So I don't know. And plus it looks a lot cleaner, and then you don't have a big hole in your hood and stuff like that. I think to me, it looks a lot better. So I could do it. It'd be a lot easier. It'd be a lot less exhaust pipe, but at the end of the day, I just think it looks a lot cleaner than having a big hood exit. I only watch sports when my kid's playing. Sports are supposed to be there to stop us fighting over nonsense. Healthy rivalry. Healthy rivalry. They screwed that up. So is there enough room under the rear of the Grand Prix for what you're thinking, or heavily modifying trunk space to do what you're thinking? So I kind of looked at so it's kind of weird. So the LS Grand Prix, so they have the larger wheels and tires. So I'm pulling all the stuff out of the trunk and I'm putting it in and trying to sorting it out and trying to figure it. So I'm like, is there anything where the spare tire is? So I open it and there's literally this huge thing for a spare tire, but it's not big enough to fit the larger wheels. So you can't put one of those spare tires in there. And it has like, it's empty and it has like this little air pump in it. And I'm like, couldn't you just like stick that somewhere and just not have a spare tire well at all? So I'll probably end up maybe cutting that out. And I don't know if I'm gonna have to relocate the fuel tank or not. So we'll see. I think a few people know what I'm doing, but I really don't want to put it out there 100% yet until the car's running turbo and just kind of go from there. I mean, it's gonna be probably faster than the Charger at like 1,500 horsepower. So it's gonna accelerate way faster. But I don't know. This project kind of turned into this weird thing, but we'll figure it out. I guess, you know, I always wanted to stick that into something, and now it's getting stuck into something. So I had it. Might as well use it. You know what they say, if you don't use it. Okay, were you ever into either the 86 to 93 Fox Body Mustang or the 86 to 93 IROX? Not really. I mean, I've had friends that had those cars. The turbo Mustangs, I mean, they're all right with the right, you know, if they came with the right aero and stuff. But I don't know. I might have one of those, but it's not that appealing to me. I mean, they're cool, but you know, it's something I would be having if I got one cheap. But it's not something I'd pay a bunch of money for. So, what parts are you planning to make carbon fiber? And I would be happy to know why you did the what? I don't know what that means. So I'm probably going to make that quarter window out of carbon fiber because I'm going to try to cut the glass. The glass is most likely going to break, so I'll make the carbon pieces first, and then if it breaks, then I could just put the carbon pieces in there. So those, I'm going to make the stripping that goes around the windows out of the same carbon. And what else? I think there's the hatch is going to be carbon. That wing is going to be carbon whenever I get it. And I think that's it. I think that's it. I might do some random interior stuff out of carbon here and there, but I want to get the car 100% done before I start messing with that stuff. I do a low twin turbo setup and run the turbos where the factory cats are and induction piping through the cross member. Do what? Are we talking about the Hellcat or the Grand Prix? You know, that's not something you want to do, but that's probably the plan with the Charger. Do you have things on the new wing harness that you will not implement on the Magnum? And if so, how will you make the various bracket black boxes happy and not constantly trigger the check engine light? Everything should, you know, everything's going to be in there. So it's going to have a camera, it's going to have the antenna, it's going to have all that stuff in there. So there won't be, it's going to have all the airbags. It's not going to have any issues with check engine lights or airbag lights or anything like that. So And that's how I want it. I want all that stuff to still be in there. So shouldn't have any lights as long as I can take it to a Dodge dealership and they program it when they're supposed to program it. But unlike my Hellcat, but yeah. What's your next project when you're done with? Hold on, done. What about the Grand Prix Charger or something like that? Do what? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the next project is. I have a few. I mean, I have a few cool ones that I bought and that are coming out. There's one car that I want to buy that's for sale, but the guy wants a little bit too much for it, and I really don't know if I want to spend. I really don't know if I want to spend 16 grand for it. So, we'll see. I mean, it's one of those things I really don't need. I really didn't need any of the other cars that I bought, but you know, it is what it is. I mean, I have fun putting them together and fixing them and stuff like that. So plus it makes content and kind of, you know, grows the base of subscribers. I mean, I don't just like one car. I don't like one make. I mean, there's certain cars here and there that I want and have always wanted. So once I find them at a good price, I might as well buy them. So for example, if the donor vehicle had ultrasonic parking sensors, but you don't plan to implement them on the Magnum. So the newer Chargers, like my Hellcat, has those sensors in the bumper. So I'm gonna, that's why I need a Trackhawk that Trackhawks all have it. All the new Chargers, all the Hellcat Chargers. I don't know about because the SXT didn't have it, but the Hellcats have it. My Challenger Hellcat has it. So all that stuff's there. The one thing I might want to add is what is it called? What's that called? I want to put that sonar sensor in there. So adaptive cruise control. So like if I do put all the Trackhawk stuff in there, I like the adaptive cruise control to work because they don't come on Hellcats. So I think that'd be kind of cool. They say it's because of cooling, but I really don't think that little sensor impedes airflow that much. Did I miss VR4 content? So you haven't missed it, but I've been getting that side skirt ready. I put in the sun. So I have it up to hold on, what do I have it up to? Yeah, I have it up to I 320'd it and I resealed it, and then I put it in the sun yesterday to bake. So it should be ready for 600, and then I could paint both side skirts and all that other stuff, and just kind of get that car 100% painted and done. But you know how it goes with painting. It's just a process. I fully understand and don't wanna out you either. Just curious. Gonna be hell of a sleeper if you're leaving the exterior stock. So the one thing I'm gonna do is put 22s on it. So it'll look gangster with 22s. Hey bro, you're an inspiration. I'm glad you decided to have your own channel. Much love. Thanks, I appreciate it. Hey Dave, has the Mini been shelved? So I did talk about this in the last live stream, and the guy never got me the title for the car. So he was supposed to get me he had a storage unit full of parts for the car. I got the glass. The last thing I got from him was the glass, the carbon fiber trunk, and a bunch of other knickknacks. And then he was supposed to, the next day, he was supposed to call me, and I was supposed to pick up all the stuff out of his storage unit, which was like the wheel wells and just a bunch of interior and all that stuff. And then like also the title, because the wheel well has the VIN number and everything on it. I think that's the only VIN on the car. And then he just like stopped messaging me, blocked me, and I was just like, oh, well, here we go again. So Never got a title for the car, and it's just kind of been sitting there. I don't know what the VIN is for it, and I really don't know if I want to what I'm going to do with it. If I could get a, do something like I'm doing with the Charger and get a VIN reassigned or something like that, but just sucks. I mean, I really like that thing just because of what it is, but without a title, it's just one of those. It's just pretty much just a pile of metal, really. Where's the Volvo R? So, it got hailed on a while ago. I mean, it got hailed on like years ago, I think now, maybe 4. And I just kind of really haven't messed with it after that. I drove it I think it was like a couple weeks ago. And I don't know what happened with the tranny control computer, but now the RPMs and the speed are the same. So you can be parked and rev it, and it's like, oh, we're doing 80, we're doing like 40. It's like, I don't know what's going on with it, but I just really haven't messed with it. I also thought about just selling it and then maybe later on finding another one, just because it's a good running and driving car, but it's having electrical issues and it has hail, and I mean, I don't know. I really don't know if I want to mess with that one, or if I just want to find a true V70R with a manual, like original manual transmission. But I don't know. We'll figure that out eventually. You put a Hellcat engine in a Dakota? I don't know. Does the GXP have equal length drive shafts to minimize torque steer? Seems like a lot of torque for a front wheel drive car. So the way companies get rid of torque steer, it doesn't, so the axles usually are always the same length. The issue with Civics is they have axles that are different lengths. So how you get away with, having axles that are the same length, if you look at one of those transmissions, it has a shaft that goes all the way out, and then the axle goes into it. So you have a solid shaft with bearings, then you don't get, it probably has some torque steer, but it doesn't give it like the Civic torque steer where it's like wanting to pull you to one lane or the other. So it shouldn't have too much torque steer. Even if it does, it's not going to really matter, because it's not going to matter. You'll see what I'm talking about once it happens, but it's the front wheels aren't going to be a problem. Let's just say that. Somebody talked about the Mini for me. Thanks. I feel you. Paint is not easy. I need to redo a few panels on my VR4 too. Just spun a bearing though. You should post up more on the 3S GTO Facebook chats. Yeah, so yeah, I mean, paint is just a pain. It's fun, but I don't know. Painting's fun. Prep work is not. But yeah, then 3000 GTs and spinning bearings. That's a common thing. I mean, that's like common. My guy Dave, remember me? Nope. What do you think about the Hellcat Durango? I think it's all right. I just don't know why they built it when they have the Trackhawk. It doesn't make sense. I'd like to see you do something with the Volvo eventually, but I am biased because I used to own a 2004 Volvo. I mean, I really do like the V70R, even the S60R. I really think Volvo made a cool car back then. The newer ones, I don't know, they're kind of lame, but it's just I just have to PDR the whole thing, which is very time consuming for me to do, and like PDR it enough so I could then do a very light skim on it and then repaint it, which that's a big car to paint, and I don't know, I'd probably end up changing the color because that gray is all right, but it's not the greatest color. So I don't know. I've been throwing the idea around, but it also has like 200 something thousand. I think it has 189,000 miles. So it's like, do I paint this car that's not really worth anything? And then just have like a cool V70R that's manual, and then I can't ever sell it for anything, but I'll have a cool V70R. I'm not sure. I've been throwing the idea around, and I've been doing the Charger for a while, so we'll see. We'll see what happens with the Volvo. I don't know. Paint is fun, body work and prep is not fun. Yeah, that's so true. Jog his memory. Prep work sucks. Spraying is the fun part. Yeah, I mean, spraying's great. And especially when you're spraying and you have a paint suit, it's like you didn't even paint. Right? You're not sticky. I mean, it's awesome. So I don't know. I like certain aspects of painting. Even some body work is all right. It just gets really daunting when you're just doing the same thing repetitive over and over again, and it doesn't really seem like you're making any progress until like you get to that point when you spray the car and you're like, oh well, finally. But you said earlier about getting front cross member made up for Charger when you can get another Trackhawk. What about DIY gang? You're gonna have one done off your original mock-up, or get his wife's car done. I'm not sure what he's doing. He bought a bunch of Trackhawk suspension, and he wants to make his more off-road, and mine's kind of too tucked up for that. So I don't know if you want to tell people that shit. So mine's more tucked up. I don't know. We've been talking. I forgot to tell him that the struts are too long. He was trying to do some stuff with the struts and getting really mad. I guess he's mad at me. But yeah, so I don't know if my subframe would work with his application, because I made it for a Charger, so it'll be low, or factory-ish ride height. But we'll see. I mean, I really need to get that done. The issue is I was gonna get I probably still need to do it, but I need to get the fixture table made. I've been saying this for a while. I should have done it before, but now metal is like gone up 150%. So the sheet that I needed to make the table is like 20 now. So it's just, I don't know, wait till the market collapses is what I'm waiting for. So then everything will be normal again. But I need to get that table made. Someone recently made the same spec of the Magnum you are in the process of making. They have not. Trust me on that one. How did you decide to name your channel as Junkyard Dave? I don't know. So I worked at the Junkyard through college, and just kind of stuck. It was either that or 240 Dave, and my whole channel wasn't going to be about 240s. So it just made a lot more sense than 240 Dave. What do you think of the newer Impalas versus the older ones? I don't really know if I know what a newer Impala looks like. So, any updates on the V70R manual swap? No, I have all the stuff. I just, everything but the clutch and the flywheel. But do you have an engine for sale on the S60R? So I have the engine for the V70R, and the engine that's in the V70R, it's a high mile engine, but it runs great. So I'd sell that engine, but I don't know. I don't know where you're at. I mean, I really don't want to have to ship an engine across the country because it gets expensive. And but I mean, it runs great. So there is that. Ever see those China induction PDR wands? No, I have not. That sounds kind of cool. I've used before. I've used like when it's really hot out, you can use some dry ice in it, and sometimes on the aluminum stuff, it'll pop them out. So that's kind of cool. But there's a bunch of different stuff. I have like a Chinese PDR kit that I mostly use to. I mostly glue pull stuff, but because I don't know, just getting behind it and doing the wands and stuff is just kind of a pain in the ass to me. So plus it's very time consuming doing PDR. It's so much easier just. I understand why most body shops just skim a panel and repaint it, but yeah, I mean certain things I do, you know, when they're events or if it's like the something that I don't want to have a bunch of filler on. It's definitely time consuming, but it does really the extra effort. How much would you sell my Magnum for? It's not for sale. Probably nobody wants to spend the money that I want for it. So, would you ever get a 392 Scat Pack 2018? I mean, I thought my Magnum with the Scat Pack swap in it was pretty nice. So, I mean, they're cool cars. They're pretty quick. I mean, I wouldn't say they're super fast, but they're nothing like the Hellcat. I'll say that. But for the amount of money you spend on one, you might as well just buy a Hellcat. So, and I don't know. I guess I've had both. I mean, I'm kind of biased, so I feel like to me, the Hellcat is the better bang for the buck. And I mean, the Trackhawk is the ultimate thing because it's all-wheel drive, but you know, the Hellcat just literally bakes the tires. I downshifted, what was it? I downshifted, I think 2 gears to pass somebody and just like bake the tires on the highway. I'm just like, tight. Here we go again. I'm from Turkey. Just to let you know, you have a viewer from Turkey. Tight. I have 2 viewers from Turkey. My friend's from Turkey, so I don't know if he watches my stuff all the time, but I went to college with him. What logo are you going to put on the Magnum? Just the logo that I designed. It's on the t-shirt as well. So ever think you're getting project creep? What? With all the cars you have. Ever think you're getting project creep? What? What does that mean? Why does it look like nobody lives at your house? I don't know. It's 5,000 square foot house and I live here by myself. I don't know. What am I supposed to decorate this house? No. Let's see. Dude, love your content. Keep it up. You're so humbled. That's why I subbed. Thanks. I appreciate it. I shipped a chair across the country and it cost $500. That sounds like I'd just buy another chair wherever I was at. Has your dad done anything with the 2 cars that you guys picked up? So yeah, he drives the one, what was it? An Aviator, I think it was. He drives that, and then the other one, it like runs and drives now. I think it runs and drives. Pretty sure it runs and drives. So he fixed the brakes and everything on it. Let's see, 3000 GT video coming soon. Hopefully I get that stuff painted. I'm still like, I've been doing bodywork so much lately that I really don't want to do it, but I also want to have like the car finished finally. So plus I fixed that side skirt For the driver's side, it's just one of those things where I just need to, I want to get the Charger done, but I also want to like maybe spend a day or two so I can get that stuff painted and have it painted. But we'll see. We'll see. Maybe coming up, we might have a 3000 GT video. Help the build, buy his merch, and if you want to see his logo for Rampage. Thanks, I appreciate that. What's your Turkish friend's name? It's Alihan. So I don't know. I doubt you know him. He has like a shop in Turkey, like an auto shop. Let's see. What's it say? What's the engine on Pontiac going to? It's going to stay in the Pontiac. Also, I wonder your major in college. So I started off with mechatronics, so mechanical electrical engineering, and then it's business administration and automotive. So yeah, I don't know. It's a long time ago now. It's surprising how fast it goes. I mean, I'm like, man, college was a long time ago. So let's see, where's the best place to get a car painted? I don't know. What I've seen in just experience, you know, painting my own cars, being in, you know, certain body shops here and there, going to body shops, and just hearing guys that work at body shops talk at the paint store. Literally, if you want something painted and you want it done right, do it yourself. It's just like, I'd say 98% of the body shops out there just half-ass stuff, and they're just like, just get it done. So it's painted, it looks good. Most of them I've seen, they buy like the cheapest products to paint cars, and it's like, oh, cool. So you're spending, people are, you know, even like insurance jobs. I've heard these guys talking and ordering paint, and they're like, oh, I got this insurance job. You know, I'm getting like this $20,000 check or something. And they're buying like the cheapest clear that's like 2-year clear or something. And, you know, the clear I use is like $800 a gallon. And like the cheap clear is like, I think it's like $100 a gallon or something like that. So, plus like body work and stuff like that. I've seen dudes just like DAing whole cars. They'll DA this and DA that. I do a lot of, most of the stuff I do is big blocks and hand sanding. You know, when I painted the bumper of my truck, I DA'd it because it's, you know, it's my truck. But even then, I'm not DAing the body filler and stuff like that. I've seen a lot of dudes just like DAing guide coat, and I don't know. To me, it's like, man, and it looks wavy, but most people, they can't see it. They just like don't know the difference. I mean, I've seen cars like even my Hellcat. I mean, I haven't paint matched the stuff yet. So I never blended it. So that's coming, but most people don't even notice that difference. I mean, people don't see the difference in colors. I don't understand it. I don't understand how they don't see it. So I don't know. I just do it yourself. Body shops are just kind of, most of them are just lazy, and they just want your money. Another thing is don't pay them up front. I mean, the thing about it is if you pay somebody that's painting your car ahead of time, they already have the money. It's not like they're working towards something. They're like, well, I already have the money. Why should I do a good job, or why should I finish this? And then you get like the shops that take like months and months and months. It's because most of the time it's because you already paid them. So either like pay them half or a quarter or something like that, and never pay them all the way up front. So they get your stuff done. I'm studying mechanical engineering. Tight. Does Colorado require statewide emissions testing, or just in certain counties? Yeah, it's just certain counties. We have so much wind where I live that it just blows everything away that's here. We are almost colleague. It's either pay $3K for a cheap paint job or $15K for a paint job done right. Then it's the DIY. So the Hellcat had to have salvage mark put on it, and the F-350. Hold on. Did I need a new? Hold on. What does this say? Why does it have this stupid arrow? Go away. So the Hellcat had to have a salvage mark put on it, and the F-350 didn't need it. How does that work? So it just kind of depends. So I think Colorado just passed this law. If you can prove that you repaired the car correctly, I might be able to get the title change, a clean title on the Hellcat, since I did repair it correctly. The truck, it has a clean title because it was never marked as salvage. I don't know how, but I think it's like a Texas thing. Maybe it's just, I'm not sure. But for how it was wrecked, I feel like it would have had a salvage brand on the title, but it didn't. I put a new frame in it. I mean, even that one I repaired correctly, so it's not like I'm worried about how it's fixed or any of that stuff. So I try to do stuff as right as I can, as right as my abilities are, I guess, or something like that. But and then the more you learn, the better you do it the next time. If you do something and you're like, oh, I should have done it this way, it's like, well, this is what I need to do. So let me see. So that's the end of the live stream. It's been over an hour, so I'm going to end the live stream here. I need to continue sanding and buffing the Charger so I can get that video done and just kind of move forward, because I need to get that thing ready for clear broad. I need hopefully get that thing clear broad. Hopefully I can hear back from that company this week and we can get that thing clear broad, so then I could put the drivetrain in and I could drive it and then I could glue the windows in it, etc. So like I said before, if anybody has a way to get wiring diagrams for a 2020 Trackhawk and a 2020, or even a 2021 Trackhawk, 2021 Charger, Red Eye, Hellcat, let me know. My email is in the description, and it really would help out, because I need to be able to figure out that wiring for the transfer case modules, and if I could wire that stuff into the Hellcat ECU, since they are using the same ECUs now. So thanks for watching. Until sometime this week, I'll have a video. See you guys next time.